Welcome to the Face Ripper Records podcast, where I rip the face off the most exciting tracks that I've discovered in the rock and metal sphere. I'm your host, Ben Sebastian. Let's get going. Before I dive into the music, I wanted to kind of sort of lay out what this podcast is about. This isn't just about playing killer tracks, it's about building a community. My goal here at Face Ripper Records is to champion artists big and small, as well as encourage people to invest in their own innate musical and creative talents as a way of surpassing the vicissitudes of life. I believe in supporting the scene and will consistently encourage you to visit artists' profiles. I'll be leaving all links below and in the show notes, as well as encouraging go and buy some merch. If you've got a band you like, buy a t-shirt, go to a gig if you're in the area, do something. Just show some support, because it's much needed in this music industry and is severely lacking in the way the digital monopoly system has kind of taken over and become normalized. So enough of all of that. We're going to actually get into the music. First up, I'm taking you to Vancouver, Canada for a slice of blackened crust punk. Bit of a tongue twister. From the mighty Wormwitch. Now, some of you probably will know this band, but I discovered them only very recently. Popped up in my release radar whilst out and about, and the track is Disciple of the Serpent Star. It was a lead single from their second album, Heaven That Dwells Within, which dropped it in April 2019. This is one of the benefits of Spotify. There's probably not many from an artist income perspective, but from a curious listener's perspective, fantastic that something from back in the day gets a bit of a refresh. That I'm certainly appreciative of. Get ready for this.
Will it burn sacrifice?
demonic transitions, fast-paced percussions, absolutely perfect. A blend of atmospheric black metal and crust punk brutality. Definitely becoming a firm favourite. By all means, check out the band in more detail if you liked what you heard. So the FaceRipperRecords.com website has had a bit of an uplift. If you've kind of noticed, it's been a bit of a different outlay in the branding style, and I'm proud that I put a fair bit of work into making that conversant across all social media and the website. So go and have a look. Whilst you're also there, you'll be able to link to the community socials, Instagram, Facebook. I've decided to leave TikTok and others just alone. It's just not me, but the real heart of our community is going to be on Discord. I've set up a server where we all hang out, and some of the artists that you hear are also there. It's a community where you can talk, laugh, share the frustrations about recording budgets, being a composer, going through dry spells, share your life achievements, or just discover new music. Again, that's something I'm always about, sharing what I hear, because I just can't help myself. Next up, I'm going more underground of a track I'm really excited to introduce you to. This is an artist called Mindistry out of Gothenburg, Sweden. The track is Militaire sans frontières. I managed to do that without my teeth falling out. Of course, which literally translates to Soldiers Without Borders. This name is obviously a nod to perhaps the Metal Gear Solid themology, but of course possibly translatable to the wider modern sort of military conflicts all over the world. He's produced a video here which is very engaging, and I have to say, having watched Gustav's journey over the years, it's just evolved as an artist, as a producer, as a kind of videographer and lyric-y video type, edity type person as well. He's definitely pulling out all the stops as he releases each track, and there are many of them. This is Militaire sans frontières.
We have no nation, no philosophy, no ideology. We go where we're needed, fighting not for country, not for government, but for ourselves. We need no reason to fight. We fight because we are needed. We are soldiers without borders.
Första droppen av blod som befläckar flaggan ni hissar högt. Följden utav ert svek tar ton djupt inuti skärselden, ekar den högt. Denna militärmakt, en ny nation. I skuggor agerar vi, korruptionens motpol. Precis som dig var vi lämnade att dö. Utav vårt landets förklarad. Infiltrationer, kartläggningar, underrättelsetjänst. Militär som frontier. Vårat hem är slagfältet. Militär som frontier. Själen är såld till stål och våld. Vi är sanningen där lögner styr. Våran tro är kulor, vår lag är bly. Ingen flagga, ingen gräns. En global konflikt, flamman är tända. Taktiska tillslag, espionage. Attacker, bästa försvar. Militär som frontier. Vårat hem är slagfältet. Militär som frontier. Själen är såld till stål och våld.
We'll be revolutionaries. Terrorists. And yes, we may all be headed straight to hell. But what better place for us than this?
Fresh sounds from Gustav, aka Mindistry. Definitely an artist to be keeping an eye on, and again, you can chat to Gustav within our Discord or approach him directly. He doesn't bite. Not all the time. Okay, from the emerging artist to a veteran band, I'm taking you to Rome, Italy. No, it's not the new Pope and his death metal band, but it is a band called Sudden Death. And a lot of you will say, oh yeah, we know that band, it's new to me. And this is definitely on my gym workout playlist. This track, The Modern Pharisee, just released last month in May 2025. For those who don't know, a Pharisee was historically a term for someone seen as hypocritical in a kind of self-righteous way, and the title alone suggests a sharp critique of modern hypocrisy. And trust me, the music is just as unforgiving. Brace yourselves. having listened to that, you can almost hear the decades of their evolution into the brutal metal sound. It's a sheer tightness and at times very claustrophobic sound. It's very immersive, very powerful, and as I say, definitely one for the gym. Christ knows what I look like to the onlookers when this track hits, but hey, yeah, exercise is exercise, and brutal metal is perfect for it. Now, as I've said before, I like to support the scene in any way that I can, and one of the attachments to just, of course, music and musicianship and being in a band is merchandise. And I've teamed up with a friend of mine called Larry. He's based in my local area, and he runs mytees.uk. And this company provides 100% kind of cotton, organic, very eco-friendly style merchandise. You can even send them old t-shirts to be remilled and have credits on future purchases. There is a line of Face Ripper Records merch. You're not at all in any way obligated to purchase it, but every penny there received there helps support this local business and of course this podcast, and be reinvested into the assistance of musicians getting their sounds heard and their future enterprises. So but no, not pushing you, not saying you're a bad person if you're not rocking a Face Ripper Records or Face Ripper Records podcast t-shirt, or indeed the white apron, the chef's apron, because I'm a chef. Just had to have my branding on an apron. But yeah, it's there for you to check out. Okay, now time for something completely different, and I have to refer to my notes because it's so comprehensive and so nuanced. This next piece is a massive collaborative effort from the LovAnaverse music universe, featuring Urania Fantasia, Homeo, oh my days, I'm going to put the things, Homeo, it says, okay, that one, huge apologies, The Infernal Doll, and Pete Rawcliffe. Some of these names you'll have seen on previous reactions and previous videos I've done. This track is called The Consolation of Philosophy. It's described as a vampiric metal opera and is loosely based on the seminal work of a Roman philosopher. I won't kind of spoil you with too much details, but this was written by a guy back in the day while he was imprisoned and waiting execution. It's a gothic tale of sorrow, fate and transcendence, and it's a huge, ambitious project, and it's brought to life by some absolutely superb video work. This is The Consolation of Philosophy.
Isolation.
just immense, it's huge, it's grandiose, it's incredibly ambitious. It's amazing to hear artists collaborating to build this whole fictional multimedia world in the way that they have done. It's so much more than a song. There's a community all of its own behind that, and my friend Will is probably better at describing more of that than I ever could. So I'd encourage you to head over to Love Anarchy and check out what he does there as well. Very great and kind, awesome gentleman, and he's built a fantastic community. He supplies the greatest product in terms of the entrepreneur scheme that he runs for artists and getting their websites up and getting their marketing done, and just so much more, and hugely creative. And yeah, this stuff is absolutely mind-blowing. Thoroughly enjoyed every minute. Of course, I did have to kind of just segment it down. There's an introduction and there's a sort of an outro, and this is part of a storytelling narrative that is much bigger, unfortunately, than my podcast timing allows. But I encourage you to digest that and all forthcoming material from the gang. Now, back in the day, well, I must have been about 18, I was strolling into HMV with my paycheck. Back in the days when £3 an hour was our minimum wage. That shows you how old I am. And I was buying CDs just on the basis of the cover. And I think CDs then sold for like £6.99, £7.99, something like this. And I've somehow managed to purchase Cypress Hill's double album, Skull and Bones. And it was a bit of a disappointment because I was just buying metal, and the first CD was just pure hip hop, so I didn't get into that. But the second CD, they did a bit of a fusion, and I don't know whether it's just part of its charm. It's kind of sort of lived with me in the sort of back of my mind all of these years. And but recent months, they've teamed up with the London Symphony Orchestra to release a series of videos and a new album. And this track, Rock Superstar, already had a bit of an edge to it, but I thought I'd bring you something different today, and experience the power of hip hop, rock/metal, and orchestration. Definitely, it's just something from my archives, and I'm really surprised to see it again today in this era. I can't talk. Era, and yeah, let's play. This is push play. Stop talking.
Do you wanna be a rock superstar? Live large, big house, 5 cars, big charge, coming up in the world. Don't trust nobody, got a look over my shoulder constantly. Be a rock superstar, live large, big house, 5 cars, big charge, coming up in the world. Don't trust nobody, got a look over my shoulder constantly.
That is a wrap on the first episode of the Face Ripper Records podcast. I'm probably not as polished as I could have been, but hey, first one is under the belt. I've played you tracks from Wormwitch, Mindistry, Sudden Death, the LovAnaverse Collective, and Cypress Hill with the London Symphony Orchestra. That's certainly a mixed bag. Remember to check out the artists that you liked, buy their music, merch, or get involved in them in some way. Give them a follow and show them your support. And if you loved anything that you heard today, I've put them all together in an official Face Ripper Records podcast playlist over on Spotify. That link and stuff is below, so you can discover all the music on a continuing basis without all the awkward waffle from me. Don't forget to follow on the socials, and if you're conversational, come and jump in on the Discord. We'd love to welcome you there. And of course, if you want to support the show and look cool doing it, go over to mytees.uk, get yourself a t-shirt, and I will see you, or if you're listening to this on audio, you'll hear me again very soon.